Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mashara Christina. I will starting the presentation with Starbucks background. In 1971, Jerry Baldwin, Gordon Walker, and Zero Siegel happened to be a scholar who actually started the Starbucks in Seattle. They were drawn by Dutch immigrant Alfred P. and decided to focus on selling high quality coffee and coffee beans and gadgets. They started with Peet's Coffee and Tea, but then they bought an all roaster from Holland so they could make their own blends and flavors. Four Seattle locations serving freshly roasted high-quality coffee were opened by the early 80s, all under the Starbucks brand. Siegel left in 1980 and Baldwin became president. Starbucks is currently a world leader in specialty coffee sector. It is known for its unique customer experience, high-quality product, and great brand recognition. For the Starbucks Malaysia, the Berjaya Group, headed by Vincent Tan Chi Yong, is responsible for running the Starbucks franchise in Malaysia. The Starbucks Coffee International Incorporated and the Berjaya Group form a 50-50 joint venture. Starbucks has expanded to 11 states and 3 federal territories. Originally opening in Kuala Lumpur in 1998, Starbucks initially Berjaya Food bought a 50 share in Starbucks Coffee International in 2014, therefore controlling all the operation of the company. The Starbucks has grown to be iconic coffee shop and active member of Malaysian population with more than 320 outlets, including 10 reserved trademark sites and 58 drive-thru locations. Is the organizational chart of Starbucks Malaysia. Why do we choose Starbucks for our study? We selected Starbucks since it's offered a famous example of a company dealing with major development issues and change goals in recent years. The first problem is the worldwide boycott connected to claimed ties to Israel, which has tarnished the company brand and consumer loyalty in many other areas. This scenario shows how worldwide social and political issue events could force a well-known company to change their public posture and communication approach. Second one is how the COVID-19 affected the Starbucks financial situation. Widespread store and closing and interrupted daily operation brought on by the epidemic forced the corporation to react fast with fresh business model, including mobile orders and delivery system. These difficulties make Starbucks a relevant and interesting example of how big companies handle business management, preservation, and rebuilding of their resilience. Next, I will pass this to the next presenter.
Thank you, Christina. Hi, Assalamualaikum, Dr. Laili. My name is Nur Eli Adrana binti Jafar, and I will be presenting about the first issue, which is the global boycott due to alleged Israel ties. So, as we know, a worldwide boycott of Starbucks is happening because of the expected links to Israel. This was caused by a letter that went viral saying that the company gave money to the Israel military. This information spread quickly during the current war between Israel and Gaza, where more people are dying and people are worried about their well-being, especially in the Middle East and South Asia. The term #boycott Starbucks became very popular on social media, which caused a lot of negative reactions, even though Starbucks strongly denied having any political or military ties. And even though the company said it was committed to being welcoming and against all kinds of violence, the damage to its business image was already done. Because of this, Starbucks locations in the Middle East fired about 2,000 workers, showing that sales and customer support dropped sharply across the area. So that's all for the first issue. Next, I will pass to the next presenter.
Thank you, Ellie. My name is Asma binti Norazan. So I would like to continue about how they overcome the related issues. So I'd like to share how Starbucks Malaysia responded to recent boycott calls and clarify its ownership and local impact. In response to public concern, Starbucks Malaysia made it clear that the company is fully owned by Berjaya Food Berhad, a publicly listed Malaysian company. It is not owned or operated by Starbucks US in any direct way. So, Berjaya Food Berhad is part of the Berjaya Corporation Group, which was founded by well-known Malaysian entrepreneur Tan Sri Vincent Tan. So this means that all profit, operation and management of Starbucks Malaysia are entirely local. In addition to that, Starbucks Malaysia highlighted that its workforce is predominantly Malaysian, with about 80 to 85% of its employees being Muslim. So, this shows that any boycott would not harm forest interests but instead directly affect local workers and family. Starbucks Malaysia also reinforced its commitment to Malaysian value, diversity and supporting local communities. So rather than being a forest company pushing an outside agenda, Starbucks Malaysia is a local business run by Malaysian for Malaysians. So next strategy is Starbucks responded to boycott issue by continuing its strong focus on community engagement and charitable work. Despite the boycott, Starbucks did not step back. Instead, it chose to give back even more, especially in Malaysia. In 2024, Starbucks Malaysia launched the Art for Good, the Barista Art Project, where it plunged 500,000 ringgit to support both local artists and Palestine relief efforts. This campaign wasn't just about charity, it was about celebrating creativity, inclusivity, and social impact. More than 60 Malaysian artists were honored through this project, including deaf artists, individuals with autism, and young emerging talent. It gave them a platform to shine and be recognized. On top of that, Starbucks also partnered with Habitat for Humanity to help build homes for families in need in the Dominican Republic, showing that their commitment to social good extends globally. These initiatives show that Starbucks remains focused on supporting people, not politics, and that any boycott would hurt the very community Starbucks is trying to uplift. So now I'm going to pass to the next presenter.
Thank you, Asma. Assalamualaikum and hi, I greet you, Dr. Lily. My name is Nur Ifashazwani binti Awang. So I will continue the presentation by explaining the effectiveness of actions taken that related to Chapter 7. I am choosing the data methods of interview because it is related to the strategy 1, which is classified ownership. So the purpose of the interview is to understand customer perspective and the impact of boycotts on the company, particularly in relation to political and social issues. Interviews should focus on employee well-being, job security, and the impact of the boycott on daily operations and morale. Mixed method research and purposive sampling effectively support strategy-related studies by combining rich qualitative insights with quantitative trends, as seen in consumer behavior toward brands like Starbucks, where loyalty is driven by ambience and service, while skepticism towards boycotts highlights the need for clear, credible information. For example, Maria Sor, 24, a Starbucks fan visiting from Washington, D.C., still stopped by a few times a week, but says the rising price sting and the food could use an upgrade, especially since it was once her goal to escape during all the time. Next, survey is related with the second strategy, which is community engagement and charitable initiative regarding the boycott issue. The purpose of the survey is to understanding customer opinions and behavior changes in response to these campaigns. They also help the company assess the impact of boycotts on sales, brand perception, and customer loyalty. By gathering data through surveys, Starbucks can gain insight into the reasons behind the boycott, which may include concerns about the company's political stance, perceived unethical practice, or other factors. This fact sheet examines the reasons behind the boycott of Starbucks by certain pro-Palestine activists, particularly considering allegations of mistreatment of Starbucks workers united following a solidarity tweet with Palestine. It delved into Starbucks' claim neutrality, its legal actions against the union, and indirect economic ties to Israel through major shareholders. There are a few survey questions that I have provided in this slide. So, my agreement towards the effectiveness of both strategy, I am agreeing with the effectiveness on the first strategy because by having an interview towards their staff or customers, it allows Starbucks to maintain its reputation, engage stakeholders meaningfully, and possibly regain trust during sensitive time. That's all from me. Next, I will pass to the next presenter.
Thank you, Ifa. Hi everyone. Today, I'll be talking about issue 1, the boycott, and how Starbucks responded using strategy 2, the bird lead win model. Let's start with the purpose. Starbucks wanted to know why people were boycotting. Instead of guessing, they chose to listen. They asked people how they felt and what changes they wanted to see. This helps Starbucks learn directly from the people involved. Now, let's look at the three elements of the Berkeley model that Starbucks use. First, organizational culture. Starbucks share a message about fairness and inclusion. This helps rebuild trust and make people feel better about the company. Second, external environment. Starbucks paid attention to public concern and global issues like politics and social problems. They wanted to show they care about matters to the public. Third, leadership. The CEO clearly said that Starbucks does not support any war or military action. This message was important for people to hear. So, do we think this strategy worked? Yes, we agree that Berkeley model was the most effective way to handle this issue. It helped Starbucks make real changes by understanding the problem from inside and outside. Let's pass to the next presenter.
Thank you, Nisa. Next, I will be presenting about the second issue, which is the COVID-19 impact on Starbucks' financial performance. At the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic, Starbucks saw a substantial financial decline, recording a net loss of $678.4 million in the third quarter of 2020. Revenue declined by 38% relative to the prior year due to shop closures, less foot traffic, and evolving customer behavior. Although 96% of US establishments reopened by quarter's ending, many operated with restricted hours and seating, adversely affecting sales. The firm had a 41% reduction in comparable store sales and a 53% decrease in transactions in the Americas, despite a 27% rise in average order value. Financial pressure increased due to hazard composition, partner assistance, and a strategic reorganization that involved the closing down of 400 shops in the US and Canada, with a change to pick-up and curbside services. These measures signify Starbucks' initiatives to adjust to ongoing shifts in consumer preferences and public health issues. So that's all from me. I will now pass to the next presenter.
Thank you, Ellie. Based on the second issue, Starbucks faced big change in how customers wanted to shop during COVID-19 regarding safety, speed, and convenience became more important than ever. To adapt, Starbucks focused on operational adjustment and innovation. One major step was expanding drive-thru and delivery service. This allowed customers to enjoy their favorite drinks safely without entering the store. In fact, about 75% of US sales came from these channels during the pandemic. Starbucks also introduced contactless ordering through its mobile app, so this allowed customers to order, pay, and pick up their drinks with minimum physical contact. This helping to keep both customer and staff safe. So these changes showed how Starbucks quickly adjusted to new customer needs using technology and smart service model to stay connected and continue serving people during the difficult time. The next strategy to recover from the financial impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, Starbucks took smart steps to attract more customers by diversifying its menu. So they responded to changing customer preference by adding more health-conscious options, such as vegan and low-calorie items. So this helped appeal to a wider range of customers, especially those looking for healthier choices. Starbucks also introduced more seasonal and refreshing drinks, like iced beverage and frappuccinos, which became very popular, especially in hot weather. By expanding their menu to meet new demands, Starbucks was able to boost sales, bring in new customer groups, and stay relevant in a competitive market. So this strategy played an important role in helping the company recover financially and move forward after the pandemic. So I'm going to pass to the next presenter.
Thank you, Asma. Assalamualaikum, Dr. Lily. Let me introduce myself first. I am Sharifah Nur Hanisah binti Said Idris. Without wasting any time, allow me to explain further about my part. Firstly, using unobtrusive measures, which is financial reports, to determine the effectiveness of Strategy 1. Reports, which is data gathered from results Starbucks reports preliminary quarter 4 and full fiscal year of 2023 results based on the report during the quarter ended in January 2023. There are increases in operating income. It increased to 301.3 million in quarter 4 of fiscal year 2023 compared to 217.6 million in quarter 4 of fiscal year in 2022. Meanwhile, the operating margin is 15.2%, expanded from 12.2% in the prior year, primarily driven by lapping prior year amortization expenses and sales leverage. This expansion was partially offset by digital investment. This strategy was in line with increasing convenience in digital customer engagement, as it is instrumental to the strength of the company's recovery. Net revenues for the international segment grew 11% over quarter 4 of fiscal year 2022 to 2 billion in quarter 4 of fiscal year 2023, primarily driven by growth in Starbucks licensed store revenue, including higher product sales and royalty revenues. Also contributing to the increase was a 5% increase in comparable store sales. The net revenues is a proof that their new implemented strategy is effective despite it taking a few years to see the effectiveness. For strategy 2, Starbucks was using surveys. The questionnaire surveys via Google Forms was conducted and distributed to the public to collect relevant information about Starbucks customer satisfaction in Malaysia post-COVID-19. Title of the survey was Survey on Starbucks Customer on the Impact of COVID-19 on Starbucks. The survey was conducted online to prevent the company from interacting with many people because of COVID-19 pandemic is still happening. The questionnaire consists of 6 sections such as respondent demographics, service quality, perceived convenience, product promotion, and customer satisfaction. This method helped to obtain information from Starbucks customers regarding the firm's reputation during and after the COVID-19 crisis. As you can see at the top of my video, there are some of the questions related to the customer's perspective on Starbucks after the pandemic in the survey. The results indicate that perceived convenience and promotion correspond to customer satisfaction, whereas the product quality reveals a negative effect. The survey suggested that Starbucks can also introduce more product based on customer preferences received through input and at an affordable price to retain the current customer base. This would also help to acquire new customers as customer satisfaction improves and the brand can earn marketing. From our perspective, we think a highly effective data gathering method to reveal the company's second issue is using surveys because it can reach wide range of individuals from various backgrounds. Through surveys, Starbucks was able to collect both quantitative and qualitative insights from their customers on how their customers adapt with their strategies to overcome COVID-19 impact on their business. It allows Starbucks to study trends, attitudes, and opinions about a population. For the next part, I will pass to Faris.
Thank you, Nisa. Hello again. Now I will talk about issue 2, the post-pandemic era. We will see how Starbucks used 2 strategies and how this connect to Nedler-Tishman model. We will focus on 3 parts of the model. Strategy 1 is called operational adjustment. This connects to resources. Starbucks used data from customer and money reports. They saw more people using mobile orders, so they changed the store design to be easier for mobile service. Strategy 2 is called menu diversification. This connects to people. Employees or baristas gave feedback about old tools and menu problems. Starbucks listened and gave better tools. They also needed new menu items that workers and customers suggested. Both strategies gave good outputs. Sales went up, customers were happy, Starbucks became better at meeting new needs. So in the end, the Nedler-Tishman model was a good way to understand what Starbucks did. They looked at resources, listened to people, and got a good result. We believe that the Nedler-Tishman congruence model is the best fit to explain these strategies. This model connects all the important parts: resources, people, and results. That is why they are working together. That is why we agree that Nedler-Tishman is the most effective and suitable model for this situation. That's all from me. Bye-bye. Let us move to the next presenter.
By carefully using the Berkeley and Nedler-Tishman congruence model, Starbucks successfully negotiated 2 big organizational development challenges, which are global boycotts and post-pandemic recovery. By open communication, local ownership clarification, and strong community involvement projects, the company rebuilt public confidence and strengthened their brand loyalty by addressing the reputation issue brought about by their boycott efforts. Starbucks responded to changing consumer behavior in the post-COVID-19 era by using the operational improvement, including smartphone ordering, drive-through expansion, and varied menu offers. Under direction from employees and consumer comments, the measure not only enhanced internet alignment but also produced favorable financial results. The Starbucks experience emphasized in managing transformation change and improving organizational resilience, the need of data-driven strategy, stakeholder involvement, and cultural sensitivity and adaptive leadership. That's all from us. Thank you.